Hello, flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
I'm Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time. Today's Monday, July 29th. It's been 2 weeks. My hair's a mess. I don't really care.
My brain's a mess.
Anyways. It has been 2 weeks. I am exhausted physically, I'm exhausted mentally, I'm exhausted emotionally, so it's probably not going to be very lively around here today. I spent all of last week with my nieces, and while I had a good time, I retired. We spent the weekend with family at Seneca Lake in Ohio, and while I had a good time, I retired.
Basically, she spent a week entertaining 2 Energizer bunnies.
Yes. Making cards and doing stuff. It was fun, but we went to tea. We went to tea at Miss Molly's tea room. We went to Sweets and Geeks. We went to Hobby Lobby. We played alien golf, which is just like mini golf inside with an alien theme. They give you these 3D, these like 3D goggle glasses things, and like you're supposed to wear them while you're playing, except it's like playing golf while you're drunk. And while it's amusing, after 2 holes, I was kind of getting a little like, my head can't do this. So.
And, at least while the girls were up, I unfortunately had to go to work. I had the drive home from HE double hockey sticks on Wednesday because there were 2 major accidents within 2 miles of each other. At 2 of probably the worst spots you can have them. One was in the middle of a major construction area, like where they split the lanes up and work in the middle, and they shut one of the 2 sides down. And the other one is where one major interstate comes onto the road while a major highway goes off the road with like a half mile in between, and it was in that half mile on that side of the road.
Yeah, good times, good times. So,
yeah.
That's pretty much been the week. I mean, it was fun, but it was busy. Not much to talk about today. Well, let me rephrase that. I have plenty to talk about, but none of it that I want to talk about on here. Okay, moving along. This is not the appropriate place for it. Moving along. Let us shout out our commenters from 2 weeks ago.
June, Sarah, Teresa, Janet, Lynn, and Adriana.
She said she watches, but she doesn't always comment too much. And so I just took what I thought was her name.
Would you like to know where I get that name from?
Huh.
The Felix the Cat movie.
Okay.
Because this little glowy thing kept saying Adriana. I think it was Adriana, at least it's close to it. And that was the voice that led Felix the Cat into the wild adventure he was in.
Oh, there you go. And Janet, I shouted out the group, but I didn't actually say the name of the group in the last video. Janet, I'm drawing a blank on your last name now, has the group. It is called Western PA, Eastern Ohio, or Eastern Ohio, Western PA. Some combination of that group, cross-stitch group on Facebook. Just a few months ago, one of the members, Carla, wanted to start throwing out some challenges for the members to do. She's got some stash. She's doing giveaways with, for doing the challenges. I did actually win a prize. I don't know what my prize is yet. But apparently I won a prize. Because when I did the focus challenge, I put my little pirate flag thing on there, booty pirate, and because I finished it, I won a little prize. Now, the other project I put on there that I was focusing on, because I figured, well, when we get into whips, I'll explain. I forgot to put up my ending picture. I do that in there a lot because the challenges start and end at like noon on every other Friday, so I tend to forget. And thus far, I haven't stitched on anything that works with. I can figure out something for back to school with. I'll get there. I'll pull something out of my hat. Okay. So we've shouted out our... I can't talk. We have shouted out our commenters. I have explained Janet's group. I think we're ready for whips now.
I have whips.
He has whips.
Like I was
the cat
actually
is being at us from the floor.
Yeah, he missed us. Yeah, alright. I stitched on Carol Manning Designs Ruby. This got me some funny looks from uncles. It was funny. Well, no, they thought it was cool. They were just like, that's interesting. I'm like, oh, yeah. I filled this in, basically. I added this one down here, did this and this one, then some other ones in here. This did have a bunch of holes. Now it doesn't.
Very nice.
And now I got to do one more square here. Actually, I might not. No, I'm probably not going to because that's not enough floss to do that full diamond. Trust me, it ain't.
Okay.
From doing these diamonds. But, because this floss that I have on here, this diamond here is the only other time this color is used on the first page.
Okay. Well, alrighty then.
And that's all I got for whips, because that's all I really worked on.
Yeah, that's all you worked on.
At least I got some stitching in while we were out and about.
Well, we'll start with my whips. Now, I have 2 weeks worth of whips, but there ain't a lot of stitching. I'm not gonna lie.
Most of her whippage was done with little ones that took them home. Because you were more of a teacher than a crafter.
They were very,
Hey, at least they enjoyed themselves.
They did. It just, they wanted Aunt Lauren to make lots of cards with them. And I ended up, well, I do have some cards over there that I made with them that I can show you. Because while they were here, I got my July Annie's card making kit. I'll dig for it in a minute. We'll go over that in a minute. So, but this is not the right bag. Hold, please. Okay. So I worked on prompts that these go with. You know, I ain't gonna remember.
It's fine. Keep going.
I forgot. I just didn't write them down. Last week, I think I only actually accomplished 2 or 3 prompts. So, it is what it is. I pulled out the Carolyn Manning Star Touched Meadows Star Touched Meadow Sal November Black. This obviously was for one of my Sal prompts. We know that. And I did 307 stitches on it. This is on a piece of white 16 count Aida. I don't even really truly remember. I think it's mostly this. You will see it in the before and after better than my memory has it. But 307 stitches on it. Chugging along, making good progress. We did took out Little House Needleworks Fall on the Farm. This is the block I am on. It is titled Pumpkin Patch. I'm fairly certain. I just realized those are sunflowers. Okay. Scroll. I know I had something left to finish on the Milk Barn block, but I don't remember what I had to finish on the Milk Barn block. It wasn't significant. Maybe I didn't actually have to finish. No, I had finished the Milk Barn block. Now my memory is there. I had finished the Milk Barn block. I did. When you see the before picture, you will see that I had actually started the outline to the Pumpkin Patch block, but I didn't have a whole lot of it done. I had finished the Pumpkin Patch block. That's where my brain is. So, here's the Pumpkin Patch block. I finished the Pumpkin Patch block, barely finishing 841 stitches. Barely got the prompt this was done on. This is on a piece of Slovak Farm dirt road.
There you go. I can't hold that very long.
No, that's fine.
Oh.
So,
and in case you're wondering, this is literally what I was doing.
The Pumpkin Patch block is done. So I have 2 more blocks to go.
Double woohoo? Here.
Triple woohoo.
Little one.
This really should be done. So, hopefully we chug it along and get it finished. I don't think this is on my... Yes, this is on my want to finish it by the end of the year list. So, I have motivations to get those last 2 blocks done. And like, yeah, this block was probably... Pumpkin Patch was, if you count the border, maybe 1,000 stitches. I should be able to bust out a couple more 1,000 stitches on it this year. One would hope.
Can I ask a random question of the audience while you're getting your next project out?
What?
Comment below, have you ever trimmed off and saved a piece of fabric only to go back to that piece of fabric and go, why did I save a 6-inch wide piece of fabric when I need a 3-inch border?
All time. Guilty. Guilty as charged.
Luckily, I know my own FFOer because I had a 6-inch and a 7-inch wide strip of fabric, and it's only like a 2-inch tall thing.
2.5-inch tall thing, yeah.
And she's like, I can work with that for you. So thankfully, I know my own FFOer, and I know she's amazing. But yeah, all because I don't want to open up and I don't want to go to the store or bust out more thread. I just want to use it up if I can.
No, that's fine. Okay. Those who've been with us for a while, you will remember this pattern. I am stitching the Ohio State Marching Band, best damn band in the land pattern again.
It's really called that.
Yes. I don't actually know what the title of this chart is. There is no title on it. That's what I'm calling it. My aunt had requested, my one aunt who's a big Ohio State fan, had requested that I stitch this. It took me for flippin' ever to find the fabric for this. I had to go to Lehman's Hardware Store in Amish country. Lehman's Hardware Store is more like a mercantile store, not a hardware store. They have a little bit of everything, and my hair is really starting to bother me right now.
I was just going to say, you can redo your hair when we get to haul. If you're using... No, you're not using it. Never mind.
No, I'm not. Although I do have to go grab one thing of haul off there. But anyways. This is the only place I could find a piece of fabric that was the correct color. But let me tell you, this fabric is stiff as a board. And it's not a delight to work with.
So that's the reason why you sounded like a sailor.
Yeah. I did put 301 stitches in on this. I got the H, the I, and the O pretty much done. I got them put in their little heads.
Right now it looks like you're going to... Oh, sorry. Right now it looks like you're going for a tropical vacation.
Oh, right?
Let's go to Rio.
So, this really shouldn't take me super long to finish. I do have aspirations of finishing this by Christmas so I can give it to her at Christmas. We'll see if that happens.
Mission accepted. And I don't care if that fits a prompt really well. I don't care if you stitched it a week ago.
Yes. Okay. And then, so the weekend, not this weekend that just passed, the weekend prior was 24 hours of cross stitch weekend. I did make a new start. My working on this, so I worked on it. I finished off the July monthly with this, which I need to go make sure I have all of that filled out. I finished off the July monthly with this, and then I just kind of stitched on this, and I figured I'll make this work for, it was a 100, 200 week for Paris week with going into the Olympics that opened on Friday.
Ooh, Paris.
I figured I would make this work for prompts, or I would just do alternative stitches, because I knew I wouldn't have a lot of stitching time. I did not have a lot of stitching time. But hopefully we can, but I made it work, and I did get a good amount of stitches on it in the week, a little over a week that I worked on it, because I started it on Friday, the 20th, the 19th, I don't know. Yeah, I started on Friday the 19th, and I stitched on it through yesterday, the 28th. Here is a preview of it, I hope, or I'm pointing at air.
Now you're pointing at something.
Because I don't actually have the picture of it printed out. It was a mystery Sal from Stitchonomy. If you don't know what Miss Stitchonomy is, she does a mystery Sal frequently. She does lots of different mystery Sals. You can sign up, if you sign up for them in advance, you get them for free. If you miss signing up for them in advance and you go, oh, I really like that, you can go back and purchase it. They're not super expensive, and they're not super expensive. But I do sign up for her mystery Sals in advance most of the time, simply because if I like it, I'll stitch it. I did like this. I did want to stitch this. This does work, save my butt though, because when we had the July MNG meeting, I don't know, oh, there it is. We were talking about our little, I think we talked about this. We were talking about our, from my stash to yours, and I was talking about my blue beads. And the lady that coordinates our programs gave me a pair of flip-flop danglies that I'm going to put a swap out on this. But I also realized I can use these on this. I don't think there's enough for my thought intention with this. So while I was at Hobby Lobby with the girls last week, I bought a cheapy container of similar size, maybe a different shade of blue beads. I'll just intermix them. This is not the color fabric that I wanted it to be. I don't know why it didn't turn out the right color. This color works fine though. I wanted it a little darker. Here we go. So this is the full width of the band sampler. It's not a very big thing. I think this is, yeah, I'm done. This is just the very top of page 2. Hello, focus. So we have a row of sunshines, a row of umbrella, a row of fruit, a row of alcohol. Because as I was stitching on this, my niece kept going, sunshine, 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 umbrella, 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 watermelon, pineapple, watermelon, pineapple, watermelon, pineapple, watermelon, alcohol, 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 alcohol. And then I think she said clam, 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 clam. She didn't get to these. My niece is 11. I was about dying. I was cracking up.
They're good pictures now?
Yes.
Also, so, I actually like this color, the lighter tone of this, personally, because it honestly makes me think of, like, the Caribbean Sea.
Well, yeah. I was just going for, like, this deeper shade here.
You want the contrast of lighter colors of the project better.
Yeah, but it works. It does contrast them well. It doesn't pick up so well on the camera, but it does contrast them nicely. I did 1,818 stitches on this, all totaled. It is going away for a nap, but this does need to be finished by December. for the challenge, which I think is entirely doable. And then while I was up getting the correct bag of project, I did pick up the cards from my July. What month is it?
For a few more days, it's July.
Cards from my Annie's card kit. So this one, it says, "Smile, it's your day," and then it says, "Have a wonderful day inside." And I like the Annie's card kits. They give you enough to do a couple of the sample cards most of the time.
I don't like the most.
The instructions leave a little wanting of desire.
Uh-oh.
This ribbon on this one, they said cut 10 inches and then tie it into a bow. There was no way I was getting a bow with 10 inches of ribbon, and I should have realized that.
Ain't that 4 inches tall?
I don't know, but
that would give you an inch a strand.
I made it work.
Well,
This one does a cute
like
thing.
That.
And it says "Make a wish."
Happy birthday, Magoosh.
Yes, and then the other pink one. So I made one of each of these cards with my nieces. So one niece did a pink and a blue one niece did a pink and a blue one. And this says, "Hope your day is filled with fun." And again, wee-oo, wee-oo. I do like the shape of the card. I do like the bendy. Figuring out the fold was kind of fun, interesting, and cuss-wordy. I am going to measure where the score lines and the cuts are and all that to recreate the card in a different fashion, maybe. The only thing that really kind of was lacking with the instructions. The instructions started with this card and ended with this card. Both of these cards use this lovely lime green paper. This card needed the lime green paper to be the full length of the paper, and they didn't tell you that. So while there was technically enough, there wasn't enough because it didn't quite fit, because it wasn't going to be long enough. Thankfully, I have more green paper, so I just used my green paper that I had to make it happen. I guess lesson learned, read. The cat is rubbing his face on the carpet. Read the instructions fully before you start making stuff. Anyways. This says, what does it say? It says, "I hope your birthday is special." I only attached that to the band. I think I need to attach that to the top. Again, it folds fun. The folds are fun. And the way the paper is used to accent that folding is really great. Overall, it was a great card kit. Just a couple things that left a little bit to be desired. I don't know why the cat is rubbing his face on the carpet, but it's kind of weird.
He's weird?
He's weird. So that's my whips. I mean, this is part of my haul, so I guess we're into haul. You already showed your stuff from EGA, or from MNG.
Oh, I did show this already?
Yes, you did. We showed it last week.
Oh, I didn't know, so I did take a good
I do need to get up and get something. So on Friday before we got to the lake, we went through Amish country because... Food. Well, so there's two ways to get to my aunt's property in Seneca Lake. One of them takes you 77 through Akron and Canton, and the nightmare that is Akron construction. The other one takes you 10 minutes longer-ish and drops you down through Amish country. We discovered this last year. We had the thought last year, well, if we're that close to cutting through Amish country, we might as well just stop at our Amish country favorites and pick up a few things. So we did stop at the Ashery and got the bulk stuff that I needed to get. We went to lunch at Mrs. Yoder's. We got to where Mrs. Yoder's was a little bit earlier than they opened. Hello. So there's this little store in Mount Hope that I wanted to explore a little bit and see what it was. Wasn't anything super crazy to write home about. It was a nice little store for the area. It was great. It was a fabric store. They had the basics for the Amish gals. Some cute little giftables if you were just kind of cruising the area.
Definitely had quality stuff.
They did have quality stuff. They had gingham scissors. They had quality stuff. It was mostly geared towards the Amish community. There was some small giftables in there. If you were in the area, like us, waiting for Mrs. Yoder's to open and you had time to kill, I'm sure it was perfect. It was a great store. I'm not saying there was anything wrong with the store. They had these little hair clips, and these were great. I bought a couple of these because I had struggle with keeping hair clips. Like right now I have the claw up here, the massive claw that holds it all up in a bun, but like something to put just a little clip back. The ones I've been finding are too big, or they slip. This does not do that, so I bought two. I also bought a cute little pair of scissors. They're pink with white stripes. I know. I just dropped them. You can't see it. That's not going to help. Here we go. There we go. It's just too bright. The light is too bright. That's better. So, you know me and scissors. Super cute scissors. So that's the haul.
Then we also had a discussion on how scissors like that need sheaths.
Yes, we did. We had a little chit chat about that while she was ringing us in. So let's go into plans, I guess.
I actually have a plan too.
What are your plans?
I originally had this weird little doodad from the guild, and in order to put into a project, and I don't even know what the thing is.
It's a jewelry finding. I have told you 3 times now. It's a jewelry finding.
And I have no idea what that is.
It's a jewelry end. It's the end of a piece of jewelry.
I know. Just because you explain it doesn't mean I have any idea what it is, how it's used, or what it would be used for.
Well, you know what it is because I've identified it. You simply don't know how to. You simply don't know how to use it because you don't make jewelry. You cannot use it.
Yeah. Well.
There's a difference between not knowing what it is and.
I'm not getting into it. It's semantics at this point. Anyway, moving along. So they allowed me to pick something else, and I found gold floss. And then I found a free pattern for a Triforce symbol from Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And I'm going to stitch that up this week. That's the black piece of fabric we have that's 7 inches wide. Luckily, it's not that tall. And it's also a really long piece of fabric.
Well, there you go.
So we'll get it done that way.
Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Okay. So World Cross Stitch Day is, I don't know, someday soon. It's like coming up in the next couple of weeks because Daily 30s prompts that released on Friday were about needlework and embroidery. So here we go. Prompt 1 talked about embroidery, particularly ribbon embroidery, and making flowers with ribbon embroidery. So your prompt is to stitch on something with flowers. So our choices are Cow Lily Bride, Harvest Hall, Porch Welcome, Lace Corset, The Sampler That Will Not Be Named, ARTM's Bell, Leave a Kiss, or Land of Liberty. And again, I failed to bring a pencil over here.
Cow Lily Bride.
Cow Lily Bride it is. And there's not much crossover, I think. I think there might be some, but Prompt number 2 is to stitch on was about cross stitch and to stitch on something with an X shape in it. No, Joseph. The X's used to make the pattern do not count.
I actually was kind of figured that. I had a thought. Arctic Blast is a bunch of diagonal patterns, so basically there's infinite X's in there.
I was thinking one of my Carolyn Mannings. I was actually going to look at, I'm working on the December Sal, the December Star Touch Meadow Sal block. I was going to look at that and say, okay, can I reasonably see an X in this? And throw that on there for it, simply because I'm working on it, and I think it would be, and it would work. Number 3 is crewel work. So stitch on a whip that has 2 of the same things or similar items. So like the pirate has 2 ships on it. The reindeer has similar trees on it. Christmas in Blue, Rags to Riches, My Stamped Heart Succulent, Cathedral Wood Goddess, Sampler Book, Harvest Hall, The Sampler That Will Not Be Named, Lace Corset, Words of Praise, I think. Well, some of the letters are similar, so I guess it would work. Ottoman Hawkrun Hollow, Land of Liberty, I think. I think the birds are very similar in shape. Chaotic Stupid, or A Good Tyke.
Wood Goddess.
Number 4 is needlepoint. And we are to stitch on something that could be an ornament. Or that we are going to make into something useful. I am not making any of my projects into anything useful because I don't know how I'm FFOing half of my stuff. However, the sampler that will not be named, I could make those motifs into ornaments. Or RTM's bell. You can make those motifs into...
With the shape of Thou Shalt Not Be Named. Couldn't that also make a good towel? It is long enough.
But I'm not making it into a towel.
Okay, oh, so it has to be what you're making into. No, you don't know what you're making into yet. Okay, that's weird. But yeah, no name thingy.
Okay. And then number 5 is patchwork embroidery, which is a variety of colors and shapes. So the prompt is to stitch on something that has a variety. It has your most varieties of colors or shapes in it. I would say the Carolyn Manning one would work because it does.
Yeah, it actually has. It has a lot of. It's like very simplistic shapes, but it's like every rotation of the shape, at least for Ruby.
It's like a lot of variety. It would work for a variety of shapes.
I
actually didn't write anything down with it. I do have a free pass, which I can use for something. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. Usually
the turtle. Or the peacock. Or you done those two?
I'd finished the peacock. The turtle I am not finished with.
That has a lot of colors in it.
But it's not the most colors I have. Like, technically the most colors I have is Dressmaker's Daughter. Actually, no, I don't think that's true. I don't know which one's the most colors I have.
I was actually going to go with the fact that the turtle, that one is a lot of different colors. Like, there's no real shades. It's just, boom, this color, boom, this color, boom, this color, boom. It's like hits the most dots on the wheel.
There's like 3 colors on that thread. That's it. That's not the most.
Okay. Always felt like it to me then. Might just be me then.
No, that's not the most. So, again, I also have a free pass, which I could throw up for something. So, it's questionable. That's my plans for the week. Is that your plans for the week? We have talked about whips. We have talked about plans. So I think we are done.
Spiel.
Please do the spiel.
Please like, comment, subscribe, bell notification, thingy bobby. The whole YouTube thingy me bob.
Thank you for spending a little bit of time with us today. We hope you enjoyed yourself. We hope you were entertained. Thank you again for spending some time with us this week. We will see you all next week.
Bye-bye.